Welcome to day one of the National Ploughing Championships here in Screggan in County Offaly, and welcome to the Agriland tent and the Agriland live stream, which is on from 12 to 3 today if you have the smartphone app, if you're watching online, or indeed if you're watching on Facebook Live. So welcome to the ploughing. So far, as I said earlier, just outside the door there, the weather is good and we hope it stays that way. Rain promised tonight, but we'll be all indoors at that stage, hopefully. But I'm delighted as our first guest on this year's ploughing stream to keep it really ploughing and in the sense of what we're here for the next 3 days, and that's the National Ploughing Championships. I'm joined now by NPA Director for Cork, Dave Murphy, who Mulcahy. And Dave, thank you so much for joining us. You are very ensconced in ploughing and you have a great expertise because you can see it from both sides, as a ploughman and also as a judge. First of all, let me ask you about the ploughing competition this year. What do you feel so far the standard is like in the competitors?
Sure, I suppose at this stage it's very early days. The ploughing itself started at 10:30 this morning, where the competitors done their opening splits. They had 30 minutes to complete that exercise, where all ploughing seasons for 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, they recommenced, so they've only basically recommenced. So far in the split outs, what we could see, there's a very high standard. Okay. Exceptionally high. The ground is moist. When ground is moist, it will plough well. And it is so far so good. We were down now earlier on with the under-21s, the under-28s, the intermediates, all the conventionals, the under-28 reversibles, the intermediate reversibles, all right across the spectrum. Very, very high standard of work being done. So far so good. But in early days yet, we don't know until they get in. We'll say 1 o'clock, 1:30 today, and we'll have a fair idea who's doing what and what way it is going. Things start getting heated up because they start running out of time.
Yeah. Now, we'll have a lot of people watching the live stream today, Dave, who come to the ploughing and actually never get to see any of the ploughing at all. And you've brought your apparatus here for judging in with you. So maybe explain to the I suppose, farming or non-ploughman people what that's used for.
Yeah, well, today my duties, I'm a depth steward in the intermediate conventional. So we will group at around 1 o'clock, there's myself and another man, and we will go along and check every single plot in that class to make sure they're ploughing minimum of 18 centimetres. There's a minimum depth. If they're shallower than that, they'll be opposed a penalty. Right. So they have 3 rounds after their crowns to get their depth correct. After that, they must maintain depth until their final 3 rounds. And if they don't, if we see that there's lads ploughing shallow, we give them a warning. After that, there's no warnings. It's a penalty. It's a 5-point penalty. Yeah. It could put you from first place back into 4th place in one act.
Wow.
So it is strict. It has to be here to the depths and all that, and the rules and
tight
regulations.
Margins. Well, pardon the pun.
Yeah.
But what would you say gives the ploughmen or ploughwomen the edge at big events like this in terms of succeeding in their category?
A lot of All-Irelands, funny enough, are won at home. You must do your homework. You have no business going to an All-Ireland unless you do your homework. It's the same. The Irish team are only back from the Czech Republic, from the World Championships. Yeah. They would have been out there 2 weeks previous doing their homework, getting used to it, getting used to the equipment, soil types, right? You can get a wet day, changes completely everything. But you have to be used. Your mentally must be ready, you physically must be ready, and your machinery must be correct. You have no business coming to it's the same with the men playing hurling or football. You will never see a team going to a final and they have no training.
No, just turning up on the Sunday. No, doesn't happen.
It does not happen.
Then, are there any elements of the ploughing? So, someone from an outside perspective, Dave, might look at it and say, "What are they doing? They're driving a tractor with a plough." It's more technical than that. Are there any elements that you'd like to get across to people that are involved in ploughing that they might not know about?
Yeah, like number one, we would always say is straightness. You cannot plough if you're not able to drive a tractor. Yeah. You must know how to drive the tractor to be able to control the plough. Mm-hmm. So straightness is number one. Then you've got your uniform here, your furrows around your crown, your weed control, because if you've got trashy ploughing or dirty ploughing, you are not going to get a clean crop. Clean crop is inefficiency. Inefficiency, you're losing money. So it's all about efficiency and all about how to get the best out of it to go. As we say, you can only grow one crop inside the field at one time. Crop of weeds or crop of corn. Yeah. Good ploughing gives good grain. Good grain gives good beer.
Yeah.
That's it.
And were you contracting as well
I would have been a beet contractor. Now I have a different business. I have a retail business. I'm selling agricultural parts and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm deeply involved in the contracting side of things since I was 15.
Yes. And tell me about the beet. Maybe not something, and I'm not far from Tuam, and sure the beet factory in Tuam was always well known, but it's no longer there now. What's it like for beet now?
Sure, it's a very, the crop, I suppose, is special. I don't know what the word you'd use, but it's
a very unique, I suppose, kind
unique.
of.
It's a niche market, I suppose, is what you call it. You want to have definitely 90% of your crop would want to be sold on the day that you're planting.
Right.
Because you've only so many acres, so many buyers, and it's going to be coming in at a price that's going to be determined by the price of grain at harvest. So there's a lot of different factors to be taken. Yes, there's beet growers out there making a good living out of it. They're good at their job. They're good at it. They know how to do it.
Yeah.
But it is a shame that we don't have a sugar industry in the country.
No.
But we have what we have. We have to work with what we have.
Yeah.
But there is a market out there. There's good beet lads, even here in the audience. Yeah. I know a few beet growers, and they're good at their job. They know what they're at, and they can make a success out of it.
Yeah. And on the wider crop, I suppose, industry, and the tillage side, and I'm sure you come in contact lads and ladies all the time, talking about the year. As an overall general kind of comment on it, Dave, how do you felt the year has gone?
Sure, for growing and all that, it has been ideal, but prices diabolical. Prices are diabolical. There is no way, if a person can't make money on his own land, how is he going to make money on Conacher?
Yeah.
There's a serious issues coming. The tillage sector is in dire straits. The price of Conacher is too high. Price of inputs is too high. The price at the weighbridge is too low because the price of everything is just wrong. There's nothing wrong with the price of barley, 200 euros a tonne, if fertilizer was 100 euros a tonne cheaper.
Yes.
And chemicals were so much cheaper. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. But the price of inputs is too high for what the return is. The market is going to crash. It's something has to give.
Yeah.
And people cannot keep working at a loss.
No.
You'll never ask a person to go work in an office and we'll pay you in 6 months' time. It won't happen. They won't turn up the following Monday. They'll just say, no, this isn't happening.
Yeah.
But yet the farmer planted the corn last February or March, whenever he planted, cut it in July, and them lads still don't know what they're getting for their produce. It's just not. The system has to change.
And who's the responsibility on then to change it? From the grower all the way to the end.
I don't know, because you see at port they can import it at such a price. World markets are just in turmoil at the moment. I don't know something has to change. Who's going to pull the trigger or what trigger they're going to pull? I don't know. But there was a meeting last Friday evening in Kildare, and it was precedented. I think there's around 800 people to 1,000 people attended it.
Yeah.
And there is serious conflict out there. Something has to give.
And what do you think? So looking ahead to 2026, what do you think the outlook will be like?
Sure, the malting barley thing is in crisis because they can't sell the whiskies. The whiskey market has collapsed. It was buoyant 2 years ago, and all of a sudden they have no market for it. It doesn't make sense what's after happening. I'd say, I don't know, has American politics got to do with it? Maybe. I don't, my own view, I'm not exactly certain.
Yeah.
But it's, the malting contracts will definitely be reduced, I think, for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
The seed will have to still be grown, so there will be seed growers throughout Ireland. Their contracts, I would imagine, will be safe enough, but at what price? Will it pay them to do it? Because between cleaning combines and wild oats and brome and everything, and all the different things they have to do to make the spec for seed, will it pay them to do it?
Yeah, that's true.
At feed barley, not making 200 euros a tonne, I would say it's not going to pay them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting now. It'll be 6 or 8 months ahead, Dave.
It's going to be tough.
And we started with ploughing, so we might go back to the ploughing to kind of wrap up. Dave, you were a competitor as well. You're obviously judged now, but what's it like for the competitors? What sort of feelings? It kind of starts obviously before the ploughing starts on the Tuesday, obviously for the public, but it starts before that. And what's it like?
It starts probably 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And people are getting their equipment adjusted and freed out, and they mightn't use them with 6 or 8 months, and they're out trying to get a bit of ground to do a bit of practice, and ground is changing, and they're adjusting this and modifying that, and they'll find this problem or that problem. You'll get 2 days heavy rain, and you go out and the whole thing is changed.
Yeah.
And you might have to start from scratch again. Then you have the lead up to the ploughing. We'll say last Friday, practicing would probably be finishing for a lot of lads because the trucks will be loaded, or wherever they're coming from, Donegal or West Cork or Kerry. Them trucks would have been loaded probably last Saturday. And then they would have been arriving on site yesterday, and lads went out looking at their plots and assessing what they think they should do and that kind of crack. Then they go out last night and eat a small bit, try and get a night's sleep, especially if you're a newcomer or an underage competitor that might be your first time or second time ploughing here, because it's a huge occasion. You're up against the best, and if not, they're the second best of every county. So it is a huge occasion for them. People at the standing in the hill and watching and all that, it does bring on nerves.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. And if you're not nervous, and you could be ploughing for 30 years, and if you're not nervous before the flare goes, there's something seriously wrong, because regardless of how much experience you have, it will start bottling up inside you as you're waiting for the 10 shot to go, and will it come, and how many more minutes have I to go? As once you get going, then you start to relax.
Yes, you're in it then.
A good start is vital. If you have a bad start, you could be after losing 6 or 7 marks. 6 or 7 marks takes 8 marks to get you back ahead. So that's a big loss, like, you know.
And finally, Dave, can you tell us about Ireland in an international context or a world ploughing context? Like, how well respected or recognised are we?
Ireland are at the top of the game. Since 2013, Ireland have been on the pedestal at world ploughing, at every world ploughing. It's the continuity and what they're putting into it is just unreal. People can't understand it, or they don't understand what the Irish team go through every year at World Championships. But since the 2013 in Canada, they won the first reversible world, and every year since then, either reversible or conventional, they've made the top 3 in the world. And in a couple of years, they've been gold medal on both reversible and conventional. So Ireland are on top of their game at world level. They are the country to beat. We're a small country, but we are a serious country when it comes to ploughing. We are top of the league, and we are the people that they are trying to get rid of. They want us down 6th, 7th place or 10th place in the world, but they just can't beat the Irish.
It's fantastic. Great to hear it. We'll finish on that. So we can't beat the Irish in terms of ploughing. I just want to thank Dave Mulcahy, the NPA Director for Cork and a judge at the ploughing here at the Championships today, for joining us and giving us a really good insight into what the ploughing is and why we're actually all here for these 3 days in Screggan. So thank you very much, Dave, for joining us.